Adrian into it, and it's like, why are you gassing somebody's sexuality? What does that have to do with you and your life? What has that got to do with you? Like, I don't understand. Like, why do you care about just sitting there and talking about somebody if they're gay or not? Are we in secondary school? Are we in year 9? Who cares? Like, why aren't you focusing on your craft, on your energy, on your work, like on your productivity, like on becoming a better person in life? Why do you sit there and find comfort in discussing somebody's sexuality like it's any of your damn business? Like, it's going to do anything, like it's going to make your life better. Why do you care? I don't understand. Like,
yesterday, like, somebody was saying self-acceptance and all that.
I don't know.
So wait, what are you trying to say? Adrian's gay?
Huh?
No, I need to get where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people ask me.
Oh, if he's gay.
What do you think?
Oh.
I'm not talking about Adrian, we're talking about Carnage.
Bruv, why are you asking me if I don't know what a man's sexuality is? Adrian said he's got an ex-Colombian girl.
Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. Today is Muradi. So Bkchat have released the first part of the new episode. Again, we had no idea. And again, they were late. So I don't want to hear anybody saying, why aren't you paying 99p? It's only £1, it's nothing. When they've been consistently late for the last 4 to 5 episodes. It's actually stupid, especially people are paying. Who are you to be late? If you're providing a service, either provide it properly or don't provide it at all. It's simple as that. We're going to get straight into this. And it begins with Honey and Nunu, and these two have an intense debate.
Actually, I don't agree with that. I feel like religion, you can, like the Bible, right? Every Christian interprets the Bible in their own way and interprets how to be, because I'm Christian, how to be a Christian. They entitle that in their own way. Some people, you know, think they're very strict and they live by the law. Everyone is a sinner, you know. Nobody follows religion 100%. I don't care what anyone says.
What does that mean?
You can choose what one you want to follow.
No, not really. It means that even if Lucas comes tomorrow,
You can't have your own opinion when it comes to religion.
Actually,
wait,
can I say something? I want to come to my point. Honey.
And I feel like what irritates me is Nunu's tone of language. Nunu comes very oppressive, and you know, she says just because Honey wants to cover herself up as a Muslim, why is she now sleeping with a man in her bed, which is carnage? And I feel like first and foremost, why are you nitpicking? Where's the energy for everybody else in that house who, you know, it says, you know, Esther always says she's a Christian and so forth. Why aren't you saying it to her? That she's obviously done stuff that isn't related to her religion. And that's like, why are you keeping this energy for one person who happens to be the only Muslim, but with everybody else it's okay and you haven't said anything? I feel like the way she's just sitting there and the way she just, it's so easy to judge, so easy to scrutinize when she's been judged one of the most in the house. At least your communication and your deliverance should be on key for what you are saying. Like, I feel like she's just scrutinizing Honey. It's just not fair. I feel like it's very unfair. One can only be the best that they can be. Nobody is perfect. Everybody is flawed here and there. Nobody is sinless. Everybody has sinned in their life. Like, Carnage really was just trying to wrap up the conversation, but they kept on egging it on. And I just find it hilarious that Nunu sat there trying to egg on a conversation. She knew what she was doing. She was jumping to conclusions, making assumptions, you know, saying that somebody was a strict Muslim. She never really said that. So why are you making this up to try and goad a conversation? Now, for the audience perspective, it's good because it's beef and so forth, and we enjoy it. It's drama. You know, it's what we want to see. At the end of the day, what you're doing is making assumptions. You're not being communicative. You're not being clear. Your deliverance is off key. It's coming off very oppressive. It's coming off very, you know, unwarranted. Like, I just find it hilarious. Like, a lot of people claim to be very religious, but nobody's perfect. People have done things that may not adhere to their religion, but again, nobody is perfect. If you have the ideation that here is a strict religion or here is a religion and you must adhere to every single rule, and if you don't adhere to every single rule, you are not religious, you're inferior than, you're worse than, you're not as good, you're a failure, you're this, that's just like ridiculous. What system is this? I just find it very confusing. It's like you're driving through a dead end. I feel like the conversation kind of, again, ran on for longer than we needed to see. 5 minutes was enough and then call it a day, but this kept on egging it on. And I also feel like when it comes to the particular episode, there was a lack of diversity in terms of the scenes. We only saw 3 to 4 scenes, really true. The guys at the end, the 4 girls, and you know, the food at the beginning, and these, like, I feel like they should have mixed up a bit more. Adrian was nowhere to be seen. A lot more scenes and less time. Like, we don't need to see Honey and Nunu going out for 10, 20 minutes. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't think anybody does. If those two, you know, have had a moment, Honey's crying, Nunu's comforting her, and they're friends, Nunu could have come correct and could have come in a better way. I just feel like she just comes from a point where she does not understand at all, and it's like either her way or she won't understand. And I feel like for you to sit there and say, oh, you know, you're covering up your body, but now you're sitting next to a man, you're not religious. And it's like, do you not live and do you not experience people who have said they're religious and who are religious but also don't adhere to their religion to the full? That's practically every single person on this planet. So why are you suddenly acting brand new as if it's the first time you've seen this? Like, I just find it very interesting. And it's also very hard to put somebody in a box and make them explain. And when they do explain, you aren't really listening to them. You're just using whatever they're explaining to use against them even more so. Like, you're consistently scrutinizing them. And I feel like it can be quite unfair because you need to, where is this energy of everybody else? Because it seems to be very lost. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's just very confusing. I do defend Nunu quite a lot of the times. I feel like she gets bullied on and it's unfair. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna be biased towards her. If I feel like she's in the wrong, I would just simply call her out because I feel like it's best to be logical and fair. Now, when it comes to the 4 girls, I feel like this is probably one of the best conversations I've ever seen on this damn show. Esther, Artilia, Chioma, Riva were having such a good conversation. This should have been a debate. This should have been a debate, and I feel like 100% agree with what Esther was saying when that you should speak up. You should raise your daughter like this. I'm glad that her mother is raising her grandchild like this. This is how it should be done, to speak up. The secrets that we hold in these houses, it's just not healthy. It's disgusting. It runs through your brain, your body. It gives you stress in so many different manners and ways. It's such an unhealthy code mechanism. Have the boys at the end. Now, this is interesting because I feel like although there was homophobia, going into the conversation and ingrained, you have to understand that some people apparently not. They've never seen a transgender. They've never seen a transgender person, or they've never seen somebody who's gay apparently, because really and truly they don't live in London. Like, I find that very confusing first and foremost. But second and foremost, I feel like they are entitled to their reactions. They are entitled to their experiences. They are entitled to their perceptions and how they feel. That's how they feel from their own experiences of life. If they've never seen somebody who's a trans person, they are going to be shocked, confused, a bit, weirded out, and they are entitled to that. They are. Like, I feel like that's number one. Number two, it's kind of interesting because Carnage did express that the boys were very supportive of her, but now we're seeing a complete different shift here.
Whoa, Bkchat, you done it again, didn't you? Didn't expect that, mate. Yeah? Yeah.
Did you back him on the elbow?
Guy, listen.
I thought you said he DM'd you.
Guy, I came out of there.
The way he carries himself, the way he moves.
Makes you want to respect him.
Yeah, he's calm. Like, he don't. So when I'm seeing him, my natural.
This is a complete different shift. We're seeing one side where Carnage is telling one story, and another side where the boys are completely, they do respect her as they've expressed, but they found it a bit weird. And Luke is saying that as a man of God, I can't be with that person in bed and so forth. But then in the same breath, they're saying they're not homophobic. Have I gone deaf? Because I'm trying to understand what's going on here. And then Mark said that he doesn't even understand what homophobia means.
I'm not homophobic. I don't even know what the fucking word means.
Homophobia means when you don't like someone because of their sexuality, be it if they're lesbian or be it if they're gay. Like, it's not that hard. Like, I don't understand where you have been living, under a rock. Like, how can you not understand what homophobia is, let alone any gay person you ran into in your life, and you're from London? Like, I don't get it. Like, you're entitled to your reactions and how you feel, 110%. No one will take that away from you, and that's obviously fine because you are a human being. But at the same time, you have to understand that how you're coming across, all of the people communicating about this conversation, it can come off as oppressive. But at the same time, this is another human being you're talking about, not some pet or a dog or a cat or an animal that's causing you danger. That they have feelings and that they can use. People get very suicidal over these things. People can take their lives over these things. Like, if Carnage saw this episode back, he might feel the type of way. I'm happy that they respect him, and then they brought Adrian into it.
Yesterday, somebody was saying self-acceptance and all that.
I don't know. So wait, what are you trying to say? Adrian's gay?
Huh?
No, I need to get where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people ask me. Oh, if he's gay.
What do you think?
Oh. I'm not talking about Adrian, we're talking about Kanye.
And it's like, why are you gassing somebody's sexuality? What does that have to do with you and your life? What has that got to do with you? Like, I don't understand. Like, why do you care about just sitting there and talking about somebody if they're gay or not? Are we in secondary school? Are we in year 9? Who cares? Like, why aren't you focusing on your craft, on your energy, on your work, like on your productivity, like on becoming a better person in life? Why do you sit there and find comfort in discussing somebody's sexuality like it's any of your damn business? Like, it's going to do anything, like it's going to make your life better. Why do you care? I don't understand. Like, who gives a fuck if someone's gay, straight, likes plants? Like, I don't even know, child, what people like. I did a documentary a couple of days ago, somebody was marrying their car. Somebody was marrying their duvet. I don't know what's going on in this world, but really and truly, what is it got to do with you? Like, why do you care? Like, it stresses me out when people just take the time to be a fool. Like, really and truly. There's one thing conversing and, having a healthy conversation, but there's another thing just for no reason. Oh, is he gay? Is he this? Is he that? Like, You know, you're making somebody feel uncomfortable, and you're in the same house. That's what's irritable. You're in the same house with somebody. This comes off as very oppressive to that individual from how they feel. But obviously to you, it doesn't. But to them, it does. And you need to be able to have that flexibility of a mindset to see that what you're saying can come across as very hurtful to the other individual. There's one thing about saying how you feel uncomfortable, you're entitled to your reactions, your feelings, and another thing just sitting there conversing and talking about it like it's got anything to do with your life. I just don't get it, man. Like, it's just so confusing. And Bkchat's hilarious and funny. He makes the jokes, and they're all making their jokes. But for Lucas to say, oh, you know, I'm a man of God, I don't want that person in my bed, but then like acting like this person hasn't committed no sin in life, acting like this person has been completely sinless, as if he's the perfect person. He's the like it's just stressful because people don't really. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's just. I guess it's just life experiences, and when people go through, like personally in my life, when I've gone through like serious experiences and so forth, like I always think of the other person at hand here, and I always think about how they would feel, because I would feel a certain type of way and so forth. And I'm just a bit. I think before I'm just a bit more careful with how I say things or do things, because when you go through experiences in life where people tremendously hurt you, you don't want somebody else to feel that type of way. You know, and the way this conversation is going, it comes across to me as that some people have just had an easy life, and it's okay for them. Like, I just don't get it. And it's, you know, Adobe money's messy, and I live for it, and I find it funny. Sometimes it can be, you know, unnecessary, but for a show standpoint, you know, you get it, you need the show standpoint. And this is why people in these communities, they find it very, very difficult to come out. They find it very, very difficult to speak up on these issues, to find comfort in people, because a lot of people have these views, these very homophobic views of, I'm a man of God, I'm this, I'm sorry, but I can't, bye, like, goodbye, like, whatever. Like, they have this very negative stance, which really makes it very difficult for people to, you know, in these communities to try and come out, to try and find some comfort in people. Because I've had people have come to me, who are in these communities, to come out to me, and they've said that they've turned to suicide, they've said that they've turned to drugs, addiction, they've thought of, you know, hanging themselves, God forbid, because they just don't find no way of outlet anywhere. They don't know where to go. They're confused. They just find it. And although people are entitled to their views, they are entitled to how they feel. Of course, they are in their own opinions. They have to understand that their opinions and how they feel can have consequences, and can cause discomfort to a whole new level for people, especially if you're in a household. And they need to have that abundance within they need to have that abundance within them to understand that, and understand that what they're thinking of can cause severe harm to people. And this is what I'm saying. People need to think before they speak, because one minute you're supporting Adrian and so forth, and then the next minute you're kikiing outside about his sexuality like it has any of your business, let alone carnage and so forth. Like, you just don't know what people go through, so you should always be kind to them. And I feel like this kikiing behind the scenes can be very detrimental to somebody's mental health. That's just the point that I really wanted to get to. I really wanted to dig deep to this part, the mental health of an individual and what people go through because of, you know, who they are. Accepted. And I'm not saying people need to force to accept them. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their opinions and their feelings, but understand that your entitlement, your opinions, your feelings, and how you feel about stuff can have a negative stance on somebody and their mental health and their detriment to their self and their well-being, and you need to be aware of that. That's all I really wanted to get to, because people just don't understand what and how impactful they can be to other people, and how they want to, you know, especially in these like communities, that people just find it very hard to just. Even more hard when they're seeing their friends having such homophobic negative stance and views. I can't see somebody saying they accept somebody who they are and they're being all this shady behind their back. You're not really unconditionally accepting them. You're not. You know, and you're being. Well, Lucas was so quiet one episode when they came with the whole gay stuff and everything, and when they were in that East London kitchen. But now he's just another whole like. And I don't know. Like, actually, people need to be careful. That's what I'm saying. Because people need to be careful. Because as Adrian said himself, like, he's, you know, talking about suicide and all of this stuff. It can be very triggering for people like that who hear these conversations. Very triggering for them and their mental health. And people need to just be aware of that, please, before you have these conversations. That's all I'm saying. What are your feelings on this topic? You know, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? You know, what about the conversation with the girls, with the guys at the end, with Honey and Nunu and Carnage? Hit me up on my Instagram, please, Murad_Murali. Type my name into the app, open it on your phone, follow me, support me, I would massively appreciate it. And just click that subscribe button. So all you gotta do is just subscribe to my channel, click it, just one button, one click. I would massively appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys soon.